This does not look like my regular videos because I'm posting this from my phone and I'm not at home. I'm at my parents' house. But anyway, I'm an INFP. My name is Paula, if you are new to this channel. And today I wanted to talk about something that I've noticed like in comments that are made about INFPs. And sometimes people say that INFPs are like super self-centered, maybe even prone to a little bit of narcissism. And I wanted to ask um, anyone who watches this, I want to ask, do you think that's true? Or is that something that you have noticed? Or do you think that is not true, but that it's that INFPs are misunderstood? I'm curious to know what most people think about that. And I'll share my opinion about it as an INFP. Although, like I say in all my videos, I could be wrong. This is just my opinion. Um, It does seem like, generally speaking, INFPs are misunderstood. Um, and I'm sorry if you can hear my parents laughing in the background. They're like watching TV. But um, and sometimes because of the way our brains are wired to think, it seems like we're very self-centered, but we're not, generally speaking. I'm sure that there are some narcissists who are INFPs. But generally speaking, I believe that the way we INFPs see the world is that, like, for example, if we see an animal in pain, like let's say I see a bird like who can't fly and it looks like it's hurt or something, my the way my brain is wired, I start to feel really, really bad because what I'm doing is without thinking about it, just subconsciously, I am thinking, what if I were that bird? How would I feel? So, yes, everything does come back to me, but it comes back to me because I am empathizing. And then that usually will motivate me to try and do something. So it can seem like INFPs are always thinking about themselves, but I think that that happens because we are, but it's because we are trying to empathize with the people and animals and sometimes objects. We're trying to empathize with all of those things around us because empathy is to us what I might be saying this wrong. I'm not like a scientist. What sonar is to bats. I don't know if they actually use sonar, but whatever that word is that bats use. You know how the way they navigate the world is, through that thingy where they bounce stuff off and, okay, I'm rambling. But anyway, the point is the way we navigate the world is through empathy. Like we're always just constantly thinking, how would I feel if I were that? How would I feel if that were happening to me? We put ourselves in other people's shoes and then we think about how we would feel. But that is done to motivate us to do something to help the other person. So, yes, it can seem like we're self centered and always thinking about ourselves, but it's for the sake of empathy, usually. Now, the thing though that happens when INFPs are unhealthy, I believe, and I've gone through this, like when I get sad about something, like if my life is just not working out for this particular moment in time and it makes me really sad, I go into my dark place, which I think happens to a lot of INFPs, where I'm constantly thinking about myself. I forget the empathy part and I just start thinking about how bad I feel. And the only thing that can really take me out of that is if I see someone who is worse off than me. And then I'm like, ooh, and it triggers my empathy and I start thinking, how would I feel if I were them? And it makes me forget myself. Um, So the point of all that was saying that there are these moments like during depression or moments of deep, deep, deep sadness or heartbreak where I think we INFPs do fall into ourselves and we forget about empathy for a minute and we just start thinking about ourselves. So if you catch us at that moment, you might be like, ooh, I don't want to be around INFPs. They're always thinking about themselves and they're always sad. But I think generally that's not the way we are. That's just when we happen to be in an unhealthy state. So that's just my thoughts about INFPs and narcissism. Like I said earlier, though, I'm sure there are narcissists who are INFPs and they think differently than what I just said, and everything's about them. But for healthy INFPs, I do think those deep, the tendency to go into deep self reflection is for the sake of empathy. So it's all for other people and animals. Um, so that's just my thoughts on that. If you have any thoughts, please feel free to share. And thank you for watching. Bye.